time you said that.
I know.
is that the signature page to approve that draft?
Yes.
And then they have to make this motion to accept them to do it again for the 2021 year.
No. But he just needs, that draft needs to be approved by the board.
Yeah, this would be if we're gonna use them for the, and so we're just not going to. I'll have to send it on an email.
Well, it started in July, so you're gonna have to send them more.
So what did they do for us in July?
Nothing.
They provide the service if we had access to Munitrust, that was what the contract was,
We had access.
and no one had changed that
Got it.
accessibility. But for the cost allocation, they just have to approve the draft
That's
and
the
sign that
signature
page. Yeah, that's,
That's what was 120.
Yeah, I'll have to call these guys, get it prorated.
Yeah.
Or,
If we own something,
you know,
they haven't had any access because they don't allow. Right.
all right, I'll call them metrics and get this straightened out. All right, so we have to approve the draft cost allocation plan, yes? Matt, I got an email, I saw it just now. You have a copy of that?
that's what you just did. Sign.
This is, I didn't sign anything yet. I don't have a pen. Oh, got it, understood. Now I get it.
No, nothing.
What else? New business. Nothing. Now down to budget time.
You go back up to new business.
Yeah. Yeah, what you got?
And on the Department of Treasury. There was. Revenue sharing, anyone, any counties or tribal governments that get revenue sharing. And also meet the qualifications and have helped dollars coming into their entity was. There were a few $1 million allocated to those entities. And I would. For the next 2 years. There's 2 tranches that come out. For a total in 22 and 23 of 411,783.42. So I'm asking the board to allow. To accept those funds. This is what it is. I can see. Not we need to talk about. This is for anything related to the government services with the exception of for any purpose other than lobbying activity. So we can use this. We have to account for every dollar. But we can use it as we see fit for governmental purposes, such as we do with the revenue sharing and any of the PILT dollar tax dollars that come in. So the restrictions are minimal and it can cover anything that's not covered by any other COVID fund. So for instance, what if we're utilizing, I'm so sorry, if we're utilizing COVID dollars or the American Rescue Funds to cover wages for the sheriff's department up to a certain extent, then we can't also use this, but we can use this for pretty much any other operating expenses that we need, including like I said, anything with the exception of lobbying or providing money to a lobbyist. So this is basically a nice chunk of change for the county from the Department of Treasury with very limited strings, just the reporting aspect. And I feel like it would be, I guess I'm asking
I'll make a motion that we allow the treasurer accept his funds.
Who to second it? It's 411 total for the 2 years.
Yes,
If you get it half and half,
yes.
nice work.
Yeah, thank you very much. Carol.
Okay, any more discussion?
Did you apply for this? I just wondered.
Yeah, not until you say yes.
I don't know, when you do work like this, we'll just give you a blanket, you can take all the money you can find.
Yeah,
I did put the application in pending your
Yeah,
approval.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can resend it if necessary.
No, sir.
no, I'm just.
Yeah, we got a motion. If there's no more discussion, we'll do a roll call.
Brumman,
Yes,
Brady,
Yes.
Gothier,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes. What else? Nothing else. Okay, then we're on to what?
Well, Cheryl, I was sending that email on this attorney bill.
Uh-huh.
Did you look at that? or-
I did not, I'm sorry. I got it today at 1,
Oh.
after 1.
Well, we have this attorney bill again on the lawsuit,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and we're 3,000 short, about 3,000 short in our legal services line item to pay this bill, and we're gonna have, I'm sure we're gonna get some more bills. This bill was, when I seen it, it's back, it goes all the way back to February, May, June. We had Tina went through and double checked every invoice with all the other invoices from previous bills. And these are all different charges. So the attorneys decided to go back and look at someplace and found all these other charges that they are charging us for. So the bill is $15,694.20. And like I said, we're 3,000 short, we probably need to put another 10 or 15,000 in there. So I sent Cheryl an email where we want to get the money from, but this bill needs to be paid.
Can we, present the next Wednesday?
We can. This is right over here.
It is, but then we don't have, where it's coming from, where it's only online. and
Well,
all
I just saw.
that. Well, it's been like-
I know we have some balls in contingency in one on right now. I mean, we can wait till next Wednesday, but if you wanna enter that now, we can do it.
Oh, there's 7,000 or general contingency here. Oh, I should have 500.
You know what?
right,
How much are we short? 3?
Well, I'll pay right now.
on our shared.
Let's just move 3 right now and then.
Cheryl, you wanna just move the money from contingency right now over into that line item so you get the bill paid?
That's fine, if that's how you
We'll
meant.
vote on that.
No, we don't pay them that.
I just need finance to send me that.
Okay, I'll send you the email, okay.
Into legal services.
Yeah, legal services. I'll figure out exactly what it needs to be. I think it's 3,000. Maybe a little bit more. It's just under or something.
Available.
We got 12,000 something in there.
Very close. Never gonna get done.
3/4 of the other, 3/4 of the state get paid for on the insurance company, so. Yeah,
Okay. Let's take care of that then. All right, so budget meeting. I meant to. You remember the numbers when we did the village language for the EMS, how much that was gonna, how much did that change?
yeah, I tried to get a hold of Troy today, but. That number there.
Yeah.
just so you know, I don't know why we haven't talked about this before, but on those, on the millages that we have, the library, EMS, 911. All of these. It was, all the money is held in escrow till the end of the year, so what they're working with for their 2023 budget is what's coming in. This year, for this year, and we
Yeah.
have good numbers, that we have provided or were able to provide. Some took them, some did not, but the county operating is different because once we start getting that in, we utilize it this year. So next year, you'll need those numbers from the equalization department on what the increase was, and we didn't get that yet.
I tried to get a hold of Troy today, he wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like on the income side, if we want to start. You know, if anybody's got a better way to tackle this or think we need to do first, please do this.
Revenue is one, yeah, I'm gonna say yes, please go line
Okay.
by line. We have some information that's come in. And we have some that's been reviewed, but we also have some that has not, that will, I'm gonna recommend for certain department information to have it just follow over because we've received nothing from those departments.
Okay,
And then you can address those as needed with the department head. So we have our first line. Taxes.
yeah, we need to get that tax number from Troy. He's not in the office.
The truth in taxation is upcoming, or has that been?
Troy mentioned it.
That's what I thought.
He said because they gotta have that in before you guys can set your,
Oh, I see.
But in general talk with equalization, values have been going up, what percentage? I mean, where did he feel like it was? Because he did have an equalization report earlier this year.
Right,
Did you check with Aaron?
I
Did you check with Aaron? He'll be back tomorrow, but
just saw the message on his phone.
I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of him.
Yeah, would you real quick? Thanks.
Did you figure it out real quick? Something next in my mind, it was like 3,600,000, almost $300,000 increase, but that's just out of my mind.
Okay, I'll check it.
So we'll get that info here in a minute, hopefully, Fair tire, 125,000 for bill, oh, yeah, that's coming in.
So that will need to be quartered out and put in an expenditure line item
Yeah,
for the quarter of that.
does that go into, where is that, that comes out of the, Commissioners 101?
In the past, it's been put into trust and agency,
Okay,
transferred to trust and agency and paid out there. But however you would like to,
so that's the one thing we need to puzzle out, how the, what, who gets what.
well, I have that information, you just need to do a
We
quarter.
just needed 25% of 100.
Oh, so we just gotta move 25% of 125,000 into.
An expenditure line item.
Yeah.
Which would be an allocation to the township, I believe.
Right. So what's 25% of that is like. I don't know.
25 plus 5 is 30 grand.
It's about 31 something. We got
31, 250, we need to move to,
that goes in the next.
$31,250 needs to go into a
line item.
line item for bill payout.
It'd be an expenditure. Also.
Yep,
Yeah, and it would be an appropriation to the other town or other entities, so there is a line item, I'll get that
okay.
added to that.
Let's see here, state bills at 30K, trailer taxes, you're welcome, trailer tax.
Right.
Cause we never got that before until I get
Oh,
the,
yeah.
until I got my little legacy.
And marijuana excise tax, is that just a one time? Is that, are they doing that every 6 months of the year or just once per year? So that was the 1 year anniversary of this shop being
Yeah,
open.
that was for 2022.
We had $57,000 off of it.
So that's just one shot.
One.
What? Yeah, and so the city of Harrisville.
So we have another one coming in, so 2023 may be higher if they're up and running by 23. Because we have that one across the.
Well, that's
That.
Only 14,000. That's why you go down, that's why you go down to Tawas and, I mean, Standish and Pig County, and there's 4 of them on the corner. Yeah.
That was an estimate based off last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Regardless. West Branch and Millville, they have to be. Right?
What did you talk to you last time you bought?
Well.
You know. I got a guy, so no, not really. Well, now I do, because I said it on the record.
Marriage licenses.
EMPG Emergency Services, I don't know, has that changed? The grant for emergency services, EMPG for our emergency manager.
Good question.
I haven't had any updates. I'm gonna assume it's still the same.
But I can, we'll leave it the same for now.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm putting your name on it.
Okay,
PG $350. And. Stop.
Hopefully not,
Right.
'cause I am.
But
He did.
what else we got next year? We got.
federal grants, General.
I'm sorry,
Well, nothing, I'm just looking up the truth.
the next one, this is from the sheriff's department, he estimated 1019. HEMP grant,
That's to the sheriff's department too?
no, I believe that is our emergency manager.
It is.
Emergency manager too?
Mhm.
Okay, well, add it to my list then. HEMP.
And we didn't receive anything yet.
No,
For equity, the carryover. Sheriff's Department is anticipating 47,915 for Homeland Security for his equipment.
Yeah. he's already got it.
Nothing from the emergency manager. Stone Garden Sheriff's Department has anticipating 75,000.
Okay.
Haven't heard anything. Oh, we're not getting those. That's not a thing anymore. We don't get any more allocations for county services for the Brownfield grant. Because we pay the others to do that. Standardization, that would be probate court. We didn't receive anything, so I'm gonna suggest that we carry over the 2022 budget.
Agreed.
Revenues from the court. I haven't heard, I did not get any response from the trial court.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Why did the?
Probate judge's salary went from 106 to 168.
That's what was turned in by someone.
Yeah, that's.
That's a $60,000 like difference. Granted, she makes a mint, but.
I think that is her salary.
yeah.
But that was, I'll put that on a question mark. Yeah, because that was, there was something given to us. To enter these, I'll have to find it. Now, the court juvenile officer. 45,000. Problem with this one. Like some of these.
That's numbers we got from them also.
It came from somewhere. There should be something with it, and that's probably my fault. I think it was emails. I'll have to go back through my emails and find those. I'll put that one.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I agree. Way down there. 27K last year, there was just 8,000.
Marine safety.
Yeah,
Secondary road patrol, 24,000.
yeah, that's going down.
Let's go way out.
Yeah.
Driving. What's the state grant snowmobile?
He has a
Oh.
snowmobile grant.
Is that
in
Carson, right?
No, that's a sheriff.
Oh, sure.
That's a huge jump.
That was good.
10,000, that's 25,000.
Yeah.
Co-op rolls over. Crime victim rights services is up a little bit. All right, well, this next line, item, crime victim rights grant doesn't show anything for last year either, so it's probably not a,
She's kind of going in line. I think.
oh, if I can pay attention.
Crime victims' rights is 19,550. There was, that's. I think it's a repeat of. They had a 1 year where they had other things they could buy, they could get to
I see.
service for crime victims. Convention facilities tax is just a crapshoot. Has anyone heard on the medical marijuana? What I did was carried over. I don't know if you've heard anything.
I haven't.
Is it your intention to get it if it's available?
Yeah. When you,
Yeah, who usually applies, who usually, that's through the, that's through the health department, right?
You usually apply for it and give them an opportunity to utilize the fund. It's more of a pass through.
Yeah. Like, look, should we call Corey on that?
Yeah,
I will.
Okay.
yeah,
Who's calling him?
Dan's gonna call Corey.
Judges is correct. Something's going on with that first set of numbers. Because it was 162 last year and they got a 5% increase, so it's 168, 759.
For the wage or the reimbursement? Do we get 100% reimbursement? Or do we get a portion of her salary?
It was all reimbursed for some reason. This is a Jen question I'll have to ask.
Well, we've got, it doesn't appear, we got 85 so far. So it looks like it's coming about every 3 months. So 20.
So it's not all reimbursed.
Doesn't look like it.
So that's why that 106,000 looks like that then.
Yeah, that's what they give us, but we end up get paid more.
Well,
Alright,
Okay, you're gonna call up medical marijuana. Revenue sharing is up a little bit, that's nice. That's stagnant.
are you still with us? Carrie?
Are you checking to see if I'm asleep
I'm
yet?
just checking to see.
Well, district court, state fund disaster, that's probably, I don't see anything from last year, but district court cost. That's another Jen question.
Yeah, that's,
We did get no revenues from that.
I mean, I can carry over what she had anticipated last year.
She anticipated 75K, we only received 38. So we're 75% through the year.
I-
You know what I mean?
I-
We count on maybe 50 there. Instead of 75. If everybody's okay with that number. Short filing fees, petition, that's just carry over.
What they have now.
District court fees. How much did they,
Yeah,
how much this year did they not have court cases?
Instead
But in the beginning.
Throughout
of
the whole
year,
year?
throughout the whole year.
So we didn't have like a portion, I'm just trying to guess if, this is the, the budget 26,000 for fees. And we're at 24,138, so it looks like we're gonna exceed,
Yeah,
but is it gonna be even more the year after?
spring just moved.
Oh, I'm sorry. What number are you on?
608,
Or
Get a hold Troy?
I was trying to give you different, good numbers.
3, 5, 6, 7, 4, 4, 1.
Oh,
So what that is that's 2022 with the 3% inflation. Doesn't have a CPI yet, so he doesn't really know exactly. All of this is tentative.
56744, all right. So district court fees, we're probably looking at 30K next year then, right? We're already at 24. I would say.
I mean, it's Jen, I guess, I mean, I. Should
I
I
don't know, but
budget for?
She didn't submit anything, so they're
Oh.
just making decisions on how to carry.
Yeah, I just want to put some kind of numbers in there so we can get a swag at
All
this.
right,
If,
I'll work on her 2 numbers real quick.
I mean, it seems to me if we get 30K in there,
Where's the budget for?
for attorney fees, roll it over. Reimbursements roll it over, probation fees.
Where are you at?
Sorry, I gotta, is that district court fees? Then roll over 609 and then 001, 609, 001,
Just carry them over. Yeah.
whatever, make it the same. Probation fees, they're looking at, they thought they're gonna get 16,000 this year, they're only about 9,500.
Christmas is coming.
Leave it at 60,
Oh, I don't know.
I think.
But
But, yeah.
12. 32.
Oversight 30 in there, district court 30 in there.
These are the county clerk's numbers who did her,
Yeah.
turned in her information. But if you have different.
Court fees, probate court fees.
So you already had a probate court fees of 7,500, you're already ahead of that.
Yeah, we're $1,000 plus on that one. We might be able to put that one at 9,500.
What? I'm sorry, at what?
9,500. Okay, equalization services, when does that stop happening?
Did not get anything from that department either.
Is that the one where they have, no, that's different, that's the one where they go to do the stuff for the townships?
No,
No.
this is maps and land division
Oh,
and
Yeah.
all the copies and
we're doing 88, we might.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be probably more, go 10 on that.
10,000.
Are there anything, is there anything in there that is now going to be done by the township?
That's what they're saying.
So
this was
totally,
just strictly county services.
Pressure roll down with 8K. Their check fees. GIS fees.
Might have to lower that one.
No, that hasn't been billed yet. That's the problem with that one. That's the one where bill the townships for,
Oh.
that's Adam problem.
Roll
I'm
over.
sorry, say
Yeah.
again?
That's an Adam problem, but we will, that'll roll over that thousand.
By nine, times that by 12 to give you a rougher estimate, you know what I mean?
What do you got?
11,008.
On this real estate transfer tax.
Black books looks high. And 15.6.
These are just my thoughts. I mean, they're.
Go back up.
numbers out, but
Young came from transfer, went from, you got him missing 95, you got already at 78, you're saying 80 for next year.
probably right above it.
Why don't we do like 85 or something?
No, probate court fees. The 95 right above. Oh, yeah,
You came out with what?
11,324.
Okay, so Stephanie's done her calculations on, based on the week, or on the yearly information, so for probate court fees. She has taken the 8,493, blah, 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 divided it by 9, times that amount by 12, which gives a higher number based on,
Okay,
than what you have, and that's. If that's okay with you.
that's great. I like one.
And then for equalization services, the same, 11,800, based on the information.
Oh, I
That's
see.
here.
And then back
Whoa.
up at district court.
Something's wrong on that line, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not bringing in that much money, sorry. There we go. On district court,
District court costs, the very top one. It is gonna be 51,000. And then the district court fees at 30,000 should be 32,190.
what about probation fees, or is that more of a crapshoot?
Let me see.
They come from district court. We missed a month. Or no, that was September, so you have 2 months left. They just turned it in late, that's all, on that last one, so it's
Oh,
ever
so you'll
getting.
still have October, November, December.
Yeah.
So want me to do that one right
Yeah.
now too?
Yeah.
What do you got now?
Just, yeah.
9,600?
Yeah.
12,800.
All the really good people are looking for properties. Because of the. Because of the. Real estate on there. More black people. Yeah. Sure.
I got a one thing after my door. It tells you all the property owner. you know,
Oh, sure.
right on it.
3,400.
It's as good as the GIS. It costs $8 for a year.
Yeah.
Okay, GIS fees, so do you have, are you billing out for GIS fees?
Yeah, I'm gonna bill up for that, so that's why that's 275 only right now, and I don't actually know why it's 275. Activity, I think somebody paid last, it was weird, because somebody paid double or paid ahead or something.
But people got mixed. So what is your anticipated revenue from that?
It should be the same, like, we're not charging more than we did last year.
This stuff. Anyone else stuff? At the end of the year.
Maybe $20.
I'm collected. Oh, that's good.
Actually.
Yeah, Missy gave us.
And it's on your. Well,
Okay, because he's been doing them on. Anything about pension, they are not. doing it.
Big slow.
I was not sitting.
Yeah, but slow. Yeah.
Collecting what they're doing in the building. So they're.
All the numbers came from that are in this real estate transfer tax and were based off of the
Yeah.
registered deeds.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Or you're going a different one. Gotcha, sorry.
they're looking at what
He's looking at the GIS.
there was nothing
I
built
didn't
out.
build out last year.
He
The
did.
money that is up there is from EQ. They're the ones that were
Yeah, they're
selling
maps.
that, so. But that's not the stuff on the township.
Leave GIS at 1,000 until I filter it in when I.
Well, that was, we just looked up, it was maps that were purchased through the equalization department. There was no billing that showed up in 21 or no monies that came in that line item.
Very good.
So moving down, went through, registered deeds, the transfer tax and all the, associated fees for her office were turned in with her best estimates for real estate transfer tax services, plat book and remonumentation. Childcare collection fees were turned in. Sheriff's, and I'm down to sheriff's services. So this was what the sheriff anticipated for
Right.
his revenues. He's
Okay.
exceeded the 1,200 this year. I don't know if that'll be the case next year. But what's your pleasure on that one? Police reports. He's
Police reports, he's up $63.
It's 27003.
Oh, there it is.
So I'm not sure that it was. I don't know, that was his estimate that it would not increase, it would be
Yeah.
less than what he's taken in this year. These are all the individual transmittals that he's turned in.
Did he, I mean, he had the information from him that said how much he said this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we'll leave it.
Bail bond collection fees, I'm assuming that's. Trial court, yeah.
Oh, there it is. It's way over there. I can smell it. It works. Oh, broke everything. I'm gonna have to go inside.
Good heaven.
I'm, yeah, heads down.
Is everything coming out of that other budget?
We don't get any money for that. Scarce.
Yeah, he sent people.
He said he's not.
Yeah, for all the
27.
CPLs.
Oh, liaison officer, I've updated that, I've already talked about it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a dollar amount, but there's a willingness from the school board to talk about it, so. I don't know where our next meeting is, but I talked to Dan O'Connor last week. He said they definitely have some funds available, so. I don't know what it's gonna be yet though.
Pick a number.
Well, the total budget for school liaison officer was 80,000, I told him,
Mhm.
and let's say they're gonna pay, let's say 40. It should technically be more because. Well. It is two-thirds of the year, but. We'll say 40 to be safe until I hear better. Oh, man.
Well, great job. Good Lord.
I got scared at first.
They are.
Don't know, weird volume. All right, that's it for, I don't, wherever you go back.
Oh, that was. Oh, because it will only say that because you have to enter through, when you put the note in, you can't just get out of there. You have to enter and then you can get out. Okay, so I'm scrolling up to the top with the 40.
Need some of that for my CPAP machine.
81st District Court.
We have revenues in here, so.
Pardon?
Do we do all the revenues?
No, I'm still trying to.
Under liaison, there may be a little bit of money coming in from the opioid.
Oh, hope you're gonna pay some of that too. That'd be true.
Well, we'll see what the committee decides, but
Okay,
that is one of the potential things. It's not gonna be a lot of money,
yeah,
maybe 5,000 or 3,000 or something. I don't know.
Whatever else.
well, we'll leave it at 40 and see what happens. What's up? So record copying, I know 633.
After the fee.
Oh, my goodness. Not I. Remember, I. Tokyo. There we go.
All right, we are down to 635. Which is taxable preference services, went from 42,000 to no contracts. Fines and forfeitures from the sheriff. He's anticipating none. I would suggest that you had something in there. Because he has taken in, I know he cleaned out a few of the rooms and got some funding, but didn't put it in the general fund, put it into a different fund.
Should we put 500 in there?
Okay. I would suggest something.
Put
Fines and
500.
forfeitures, we haven't received very many, but it also happens generally in the fall. It's split between the sheriff's department and the road commission when those fines come in. But we haven't seen any yet this year, but they're generally at the end of the year. I wouldn't totally mark it out. I would ask that you put something in there.
500.
That's probably way more than enough.
Three.
How about 3? Can we
Oh, 3.
negotiate for 3?
3 it is. Oh,
Interest, yes. Rent. This is the clerk's portion, we have $10,000 in rent. Do you have a listing of who else pays rent to the county?
I don't. Building department, sure.
You know, roughly what that one was. For which?
That's right on that.
Adam, you got that invoice right from the building department, right? I sent it to you in Zoom.
Yeah, I did.
5,000.
Brett's 5,000 to the building department.
Oh, they have 10,000.
You got the VA,
Right.
the VA is 600, isn't it?
200 right now, 5,000 for the building and 1,200.
Do you charge the veterans? Have you charged the
I
veterans?
don't-
I don't think so.
We haven't.
The only bill I did for, that I did for rent last year was building department. I don't remember sending one to anybody else.
Because I know 911 pays the sheriff's department,
Yes,
Don't they?
just pay.
or is that part of their contract?
I Probably part of the contract.
What about Shepherd Human Services?
That's 1,200 I didn't count for.
Okay, and do we charge like various people through the jury room for?
They're saying so 30, right there, 37.50 you're taking into the whole year.
Okay.
Was it 911 rent? Anything that I ever see. It might.
And that's you guys are building in there?
No, it's part of our, part of their.
How about portion?
Oh, you did it. Oh, I've never.
And.
That's the only time I've heard that was like,
Sure. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it counts on it as the revenue though. 101,006.
911 is planning on paying $3,500 in rent. If that helps.
But we're thinking it goes through the sheriff's revenue.
Why would it go through the sheriff's department?
That's what I just questioned.
Why would they, where else would they pay rent?
Pardon me?
Where else would they pay rent?
well, we gotta figure out all that stuff.
So
When would I
looks
ever-
like, the sheriff's department pays 3405.
They took in, so that would be the 911 rent. For how much? I'm sorry, Carolyn. 35?
3,500.
5, yeah. This year they've got 35.85. I don't know where that came from. But they're budgeting next year for 35.
What is building department put in there for rent?
5,000.
Right, 5,000.
3,500.
Well, it must have gone up $5 because last year they paid 35.80. They have 85 budgeted. So that's 8, 9.
For this year, but not for next year. Well, maybe I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right.
So that line, item, well, okay, the 10,000 makes sense.
No. That was in 21, they paid.
Carry over, but you know, this has to all be figured out.
So there's 9.
For 22. So do we keep the 10,000 there?
There it was.
Catholic Human Services is 1,200.
Okay.
Building department is 5,000 and 911. 35.85.
Or 700, 5,000, yeah, 10,000,
Nice.
whatever.
Sheriff's department.
Based on square footage, so.
911 relationship.
What about housing?
Sale of fixed assets, got rid of some cars, it appears.
Stephanie said that should be. I'm trying to have some income for next year on there.
Somebody's planning on a sale auction for 7,500. Reimbursement of the judge's spike gun.
Seems like that should be a standard thing, but we didn't receive it yet for this year either.
We don't generally get it till the end of the year.
Does the state reimburses or feds?
So you have to take her salary and figure out what the FICA is gonna be.
Yep. Yes, please.
Last year at the end of the year, we got 11,262.25.
You were up a little bit, so I changed that 12,000.
Right, her salary. No, don't skip me, was 164, sometimes 168, 168,760. 168,760, but then she also had
you have anything else that goes with that?
That's not what they would pay on. They would only pay based on whatever.
Doesn't matter whose revenue it was, because it's a wash now, so it's 0.
For what?
911 rent.
They paid it last year.
Right, and because the jail's closed, they don't provide the services they used to, so the services that 911 charge the sheriff's department and the sheriff's department share them rent are now about equal, so their new contract states that it was 4 and 4. Because it was like Scott used to pay 911 like 16,000, they paid like 4,000 in rent. And to do services, they were also providing, because the jail was right there, because the dispatchers were having to watch the dunk tank. Well, that's closed now, so they don't do half the services they did for the sheriff's department, so the services were only be 4,000 for the sheriff and 4,000 for 911 rent. So there's nothing coming in any further than rent for 911.
They have a wash with that and they have a wash with indirect costs. How's that with?
12,911.
All right, let's go with 12,911 for biker reimbursement. All right, so what do you want to do with your rent?
Take it down to 65, 65.
So wait, we're not gonna charge them. We're gonna charge them less rent because they're not doing much?
Well, their rent was $4,000.
Okay,
The services that they provided to the sheriff were 16,000.
Oh.
They're not providing those services any longer because the jail's closed.
Well, they
So
still,
the sheriff figures they're only doing about $4,000 worth of work towards the sheriff's department, so they made it a wash on the rent and the services that the sheriff provides.
It's not it's unfortunately, that's not his call though. And the 911 budgeted $3,500 for rent.
well, right, so they'll, okay, I understand, I think I understand, so they're gonna pay 3,500 rent, but they're anticipating invoicing the sheriff's department. For services, I understand. What's their next board meeting? Everybody know that?
their next board, meeting,
Yeah,
the first Tuesday of the month,
first Tuesday of the month.
afternoon, 1 o'clock.
Are you leaving it at 65 or do you want to put it back to 10?
I think it should be 10.
Okay, oh, yeah.
Yep, we're gonna receive it and it's just gonna come out somewhere else. They budgeted rent and they pay rent. I understand what they're saying, but. All right,
So we got that. We are just rolling right down. Reimbursement jury fees. How do you feel about that?
whoa.
We're gonna have if we have the trial, will that be part of that? This year, next year? I know it's district court.
I mean, if the paperwork is turned in and we're having jury trials for sure, we should be getting reimbursed.
So,
we're gonna do that as a carryover and we'll have whoever needs to contact.
so,
Oh, then we'll know.
Ready for the big mistake.
And it does seem like. That jury thing does only happen like. I don't know, if it's the annual report.
Where is that reimbursement line?
That is, random things that happen and apparently we got a reimbursement of $1,500 from municipal risk management. That had to do with a bumper guard project. So it was actually, it was a reimbursement, but appears it was a grant that was just put in there by the sheriff's department as a reimbursement. So, that somebody would want to check into that.
That's weird.
So I'm assuming he's planning on utilizing the grant funding from Mark. Reimbursements is just like if someone pays out something out of the general fund in air, gets reimbursed or purchases things, it could be reimbursed through there. That was, I believe, the judge's. There's a phone for it. Refunds.
It's like we're gonna get 2,500 this year at the end of the year, probably. Go for 2,000 for next year anyway. Or leave it the same.
2,000 is fine.
Okay.
Hopefully we won't have to do too many crazy things.
Okay. So.
There is no, this was all payout.
Yeah.
This is monies that came in from the sheriff's department. That he had paid out, you can check with that. He did not budget anything for 2023. We don't have any prisoners, I'm assuming.
Right. What is RDSS?
That is the trial court grant.
They don't want to overrate. Done. All indirect call. $75.
Reimbursement of indirect costs. Here we go. The 92,060 was 100% or 75, I'm not sure. The last two billings went out at a portion of that. I believe that's 64,000.
Yep.
64 for indirect cost and 14,929. I put those in there and I'm not very. So, I guess depending on if you're holding off for 22, you have, I can tell you that if you look through the budget, there's not too many departments that budgeted for anything other than what they had last year. Some didn't budget at all. The only one for 2023 that budgeted anything different was the library. They did an increased guesstimate on what they thought you were going to be billing. That's the only one.
100%.
So that's what it last, the 2022 was going to bill out at 75% of based on the 2019 report.
But the only one that it got billed the same in 19 or in 20 and 21, the same bills went out.
Right.
So I don't know what your intention is for 23, but you definitely need to make a decision on that and let the departments know what your intentions are so we can get that corrected on their end as well.
Well, we do 75, we go 200.
You went to 75 last year, right?
Yeah.
We told them we were gonna go to 100.
Yeah.
Because that's why the library went ahead and.
Oh, yeah, that's when they freaked out and was gonna.
Well, they budgeted 100%. Coming up.
Well, then, go 100%, so now. I don't, I didn't drag those figures up yet. Do we have the 2020?
I think.
Yeah.
Increase last year. I'm right. We want every point that we budgeted for.
That was the result. You guys have the wrong lines.
But that's
We got figured out.
so when they have a real budget meeting.
So he's going to figure out the direct costs. So keep going.
Based off last year, it was at 60,000, it's at 92,000 last year.
So just have the cost, yeah. How would we know? He based it on the last one. 100%.
So in auction, we should be filling out this year.
And I don't understand that cost.
So we budgeted 100%, but I don't think everybody else did. I think budget is. Alright, so we're gonna lose revenue. in the road general fund.
It's 21.
Hang on.
Reach you out.
What?
I know. I said we were flying right along.
I
until we got to
know.
that one. It's great.
Well, Everything can't be.
Keep going. So indirect costs IT, that's,
Those two are, need to be reviewed, and if you, depending on how you handle it this year, we can go through and get the numbers. I would recommend at this meeting, let's just keep going with the revenues. There is quite a bit of money still left in here. Some of these other things. Obviously, this one didn't get saved. I thought it was in there. You have another 265,000 there. %, tax collection fund. Probably put a number in there. Oops, that's not. I don't know what happened to that. Because some of these numbers I did have in there.
Is that transfer in from the report or are those the checks that we received?
Those are the, those are. When they needed, that was from a long time ago when drug court was in the general fund.
Oh,
And then they had a separate one. So I do have the numbers. It's not as pretty as prior years for transfers and from tax collection fund. But I can't tell you where they are right now. I will get those updated. We have basically no money left in sick and vacation. I believe it's very minimal. A few $1,000s, and we do have some 7,000. And we have a few terminations that are gonna be coming up in the general fund. I don't know if you wanted to utilize any of that $7,900 for termination fees for the people that are leaving next year.
What is finance? Discussed regarding,
Has not discussed it. This is why it's here at the board. I just wanted to know if you wanted to utilize it. It's a very minimal amount that's been there since for the last few
From your
years.
perspective, how many do we have that are leaving?
From what I understand, two,
Two
possibly three,
that are general fund?
not 100% general fund, but a portion of them are. It's 11,700. She was waiting to find out if those funds, because we have to pay it out 100% and get reimbursed 50% if those costs are eligible, and there's a new rule book that came out at the that's to be implemented for 2023 that I have not looked in. I have no intent on reviewing what the ramifications are. So I don't know if it's in there or not, but there is a whole new way of utilizing the funds for the child care fund. It was very specific, but it's not in my to review it.
Probably HR though, right? Because that's something that they would pay out.
Well, for her to get the reimbursement, she needs to know what is reimbursable.
And probably some executive scale.
So so far, we're looking pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. For revenues as well, at least. With no. There will not be anything from the delinquent property tax sale fund because of the pending lawsuit. I think I mentioned that before. I know I have stuff in here. And I will get you a number. Apparently I didn't save it when I put it in for a transfers in from tax collection fund. And I apologize. It's not as high as that one, but it is. It's in the $150,000 range,
Okay,
but I will have that reviewed before we meet again.
transfer from ambulance service, that's the same, isn't it? 42.5.
I
believe so.
Yeah.
I think so.
right.
Transferring from fund 298.
From fund 298.
Oh,
That ain't. That was due to a change in job descriptions
oh,
that covered the cost of the 2 employees who got raises this year. From one individual that left probate public guardian, and the job that she had held that was split back was. You gave raises to 2 employees, and that's what that was. That was $4,800 that came in from
Oh,
probate
so
public
it's not
guardian
covered.
to cover those.
all right.
No, that's the next. We're getting down to that one.
Down to where?
Probate public guardian.
Are we going to look at any of the expenditure side today or not?
That's entirely up to you. I didn't know where you wanted to go with that.
That's 26. 44.
All right, so we have the board salary. This is information that was input.
Right,
The 28, I believe, is excessive.
Yeah.
Well, the per diem. I think it,
well, we raised it, remember?
but what I computed was, 6 additional extra meetings for us. And that's assuming everyone is at every one of the other 26 meetings. And then I figured all 5 of us having 2 meetings a month that are half day. And then assuming that we all have 1 meeting that is a full day, and I'll deal it or whatever. And I end up with a little under, well, actually, when I redid it, it's 20,300. I think we could do 22 and be more than safe. Which would be, so.
I think everything else except for the 5 we want to talk about. That's what there is.
Are they showing for you?
She is on the per diem, yep.
Okay.
Everybody get a German big race.
We're
Carol said
just,
we'll be on the 22.
we're on
I
the
think
per
most
diem.
characters-
I don't know how the rest, if you all computed it out and the 28 sounds more appropriate, please go with it.
if they want.
We're dealing on well,
They're gonna use it. Go there.
That's
Just so you know, when we had finance these department requests. Everything that was gone over. That you'll see is on the board. Those were the things we discussed.
right,
The ones that have not been pulled over. Which is why I did the revenues, like I did, has not been discussed at finance. Either the department wasn't available or the information wasn't available at the time. So those are in the department requests. So just so you know, these are, as you're speaking, I'm pulling them to the 2023 board to know that, so you all know that everything was discussed. So anything that, for example, the 101,
Oh, I see.
you're talking about this at your meeting and you're the board. What we did was carry over during our meeting. During the finance meeting with each department, anything that was discussed, if there was a question and there is a reason that the difference. Example, your retirement was discussed, that was what was requested. And that was what was discussed and calculated by the clerk's office as far as the wages and the retirement and the FICA and that kind of thing. So just so you know why these numbers are like they are.
Okay,
So what
so
we,
when I go do a report and one of the flashing about 2023 board, okay, I got it.
we've discussed it with finance.
Yep.
And then and now it's being presented to the board. So anything under the board is to be presented. And if it's not there, then it hasn't been discussed at finance,
Got
just
it.
so you know. So now you're on to per diem, which you have 28 and you have a suggestion of a 22, I believe.
Carol.
What did we spend so far this year? 14?
But you
Yeah, we
also
raised
changed the
the
rate.
number, we raised,
Oh, yeah, it went up to 80 and
50 and 80.
50 and 80.
15, it went up 30%. So that's how we came up with 28, we said 30%, 20.
Why don't you leave it at the 28, and somebody else can do the math on how many meetings and at what rate.
All right. Like the hospital.
So you move the.
Carol, you estimated a figure when you weren't in here, Adam, for a guesstimate of meetings,
Oh, and she came up with 22.
22 something.
All right, let's make 20, let's make it 24.
You can leave it at 28.
No, let's make it 24. Compromise.
As Bill said, it'll be there if it's not spent. It'll just fall back into place.
If you wanna do it.
The
the way
FICA
we
was already
started
figured out,
earlier,
right?
Maybe more like 25,000. for per diem.
I'm assuming they figured it out in total.
I'm not-
Let's see.
So you don't. But you can be fine.
Yeah, you have to adjust that now.
Didn't we already do that FICA?
Yeah, no, you do change this number, so we're
Oh.
gonna calculate.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hospital insurance on all of them are based on last year's or
Yep.
this year's information with the rate, and you guys will be making decisions on that very shortly. So those numbers will change.
Is anybody right now in the buyout that's not going to next year?
I think Dave's gonna do a buyout, and I didn't do it. I think Dave's gonna do a buyout.
That would be,
So that's a big difference there.
Will that be calculated in the FICA too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we put that in there
it
because
just might not, might be yes, or buyout, yes.
Yeah,
these ones all need to be adjusted after you decide what insurance we're going with, because that's gonna change as well.
all right.
The insurance costs were guesstimated at 15.3 or 5%.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we locked it.
15. We're not locked in for anything. You haven't made a decision on what kind of insurance you're offering or what company you're going with.
We should still.
FICA looks about 1,000 short, I think. But I based it on the 22, so.
We put it in. If I liaison,
maybe short.
the 724, that 9,000 there. That would probably be included in the FICA.
Mhm.
I was just gonna run the board side, so I was waiting for you to put it over.
Oh, I
Calculated the word.
yeah, yeah.
that one up.
And I keep do every cent for one.
I know.
We did, she just has to move them over, we're just verifying to move them over.
Then when we get done with that, we can go back to, indirect costs.
Right.
I would like to, just,
49.65, please.
Well, let's go through this one.
or if you want to stick with 101.
Yeah, let's go. this one.
Does that include these two?
No.
Yeah, we'll keep that going.
17, and then,
Yeah,
I got one more.
leave that 50,000 there.
Did you get 10?
13.
Did you get 13?
No. She was scrolled down.
I'm
and did
trying.
those.
Now you're good. My contribution, maybe one, is that correct?
No.
My contribution, neither one of them contribute. Is it, contribution? It must be for the.
Yes.
Salary.
Mhm.
Did you say 7260?
Yeah.
Thank you. $8,000. Are you sticking with Hunt? Paying Hunt?
Yeah,
Right now we have professional dashboard services, which is Munitrix or Munitrix.
yeah, 6,000.
And now it's gonna be 6,000 with
Right,
the agreement that you have. Well, she gave us this 6,000. She gave us a bill. Is there any other association dues you're planning on?
Joint.
Mac, are you
Mac,
continuing with Mac?
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michigan Northern Counties for $75.
Yeah.
Dues to NEMCOG. We got that calculated at the meeting. Audit fees,
Audit fees, yeah.
I'm gonna recommend we go up a few thousand.
Okay.
Maybe 25.
Okay. Bank fees, we have our positive pay and bad check fees.
Hopefully we won't have any IRS fees. The communications and the phone, is. Hotspots are taken out of one line. And then sometime, I don't know if you wanna combine these. Or keep them, keep them separated. This is obviously the lease on the phone.
Okay,
Which is a constant. And we'll have that for the next few years, I believe, but John was talking about, going with a different company. Not for the leased equipment, but for the service, which apparently you guys aren't being charged for. You're just being charged for the leased equipment, so.
Huh.
You're good. And this over here is your hotspot, or whatever your wireless
Mhm.
information is under communication. I don't. This is what was supposed to be billed to the commissioners. Based on his original thoughts. But do you believe that anyone else will be taking advantage of hotspots or any need for communication devices for the next year?
Within the board?
Yeah.
Not.
Terry's not.
What the high spot?
well, you just-
Travel, they bumped up the 2,000, we bumped up to 2,000 during the meeting, and then you had decisions made on, or you were talking about. Different decisions, we did bump it up $500.
Yeah,
During our discussion in finance. That's for don't want. None of that, ads and legal notices,
you were 500, you know, you're
workers' count is calculated in the clerk's office. Maintenance and equipment repair,
$20, we haven't had nothing.
and Dan asked for a $10,000 contingency.
Yeah.
These are chargebacks for taxes that happen during tax tribunals and different things. I recommended $1,200. Because those are funds that come out of the general fund or go into the general fund during the tax season, and we have to charge back. And I had recommended $1,200.
Right.
Because you just don't know what is coming up. From different entities. And where did you wanna go to? That was everything for, do you want it separated out real quick
What?
for your department?
Yeah,
So there is the total. The 2022 amended budget is 272,265. This is where you are today. This is what was requested, and this is what we've discussed here.
okay.
During the meeting. So your increase. Has, you've got a bit of an increase.
Yeah.
272, 265 to 318. 898. And the increases are, if you look at the wages are 6,000, per diem 4,000, insurance, hospital insurance 9,000.
Right. You can see where it is. Legal services, we have got 15,000.
Taking the 309.
Oh, no, the 272.
Oh, sorry.
265, sorry.
IT indirect cost.
In their cost, right?
I got the number for indirect cost.
And then the three
Yeah.
thirteen.
I can't find,
Alright.
can't find it.
On revenues, right here.
So overall increase of 46,000, 46,633. Of expenditures from last year to this year,
Dang,
anticipated
we just spent it.
just under 50 grand. Retirement was. Quite a bit. When we get, when this, because this information, you can put it on the, you can run a report for board, and we can do that later, in the BSNA program, and it'll show the percentage or the dollar amount, or you can make a whatever to view what the increases were. So from there, where would you like to go?
I have the number for indirect costs, the new number,
Revenue.
revenue. When you're ready. Based on the report that, I just got today. To be total of,
Gonna have a line item.
689,003.
Okay.
120,051.
And for.
IT,
Computer,
IT make the same. Carried over.
and that other number is not in here. So I'll just put it in. Right here. But didn't, oh, yes, I have it right there.
Read it through everybody, right? Next one is,
I had put in a few other revenues, which is, I don't know why it didn't say. Or maybe I give up. So 205. 890. There we go. That is the other revenue from the Department of Treasury.
Oh, from that 411. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
So there we go. All right, so we're on to 130, is that where?
yep,
Okay, these were all discussed with Jen.
is there anything outstandingly critical you noticed?
That was all discussed with Jennifer. Right?
And the original department requested, was changed for the hospital insurance and the deductibles. It was gone over in great detail with, Trina and Stephanie. In regards to next year's insurance and how, I mean, if they stay the same and what's happening and people changing positions, and so everything was discussed at length. So they were pretty confident about those. There was the termination leave pay estimated at 11,700. Which is in the general fund. And it was discussed whether that could be a part of. That part of her income could be a part of the general, or the childcare fund, and she was looking into that. as far as a reimbursable expense. But that hasn't been determined, so at this point, it's budgeted in the general fund. Going line by line, there was not a whole lot of changes. There wasn't anything really that much outstanding that stood out. They discussed juries and different scenarios that may or may not happen and accounted for those. Might be better to go with just this individual department, like I did with the general, with the commissioners.
Only up
budget.
about 33,000
Is that, okay, you have those,
for 22, right? 748, 028 to 782, 545. That's not terrible. Considering, you know, all the increases in healthcare and stuff. And the raises that were paid out. Didn't get paid out. I don't have any more questions about that one. Does anybody else? Department 215. I did.
I don't have anything on it, probably nobody else did either, but.
Oh, sure did. That's why I skipped. I know what that was.
It's it's
Very
the
commissioned.
payment decrease. That's why.
where are we skipping to?
215.
No, sorry, 167, my bad. I clicked on the wrong page.
That one's. Spot on.
Nailed it.
Nailed
All
it.
right.
And that one.
There you are,
Okay.
reduced.
That's. Still 1,000 more than that. Well, activity. All right, cool. Now around to 130.
Nope,
No.
15,
215, no. Somebody else try it.
with your paper.
Now we talk about the footers. Is that spot on too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure it is.
We won't
Well, you gave us this sheet here.
Answer the next.
This is a request before you guys break that I'd like to make,
Yeah, that's
if
right.
possible, for consideration. It's in regard to my vital records.
Yeah,
Oh,
Okay,
any questions on that one? That one's only up about, that's like $10,000.
It's that retirement,
No, maybe that's cheap though, you know what I'm saying?
but if you keep looking at all the retirement line items,
Yeah,
because. The unfunded is becoming funded partially, so if those rates decrease. Then you
Oh.
close those divisions.
So, yeah, 17.
17,
See you later.
oh, I,
because everybody, when we met with all the departments, they go, why
right.
is my retirement less?
yeah,
this is the biggest one.
I want to see like 2 years from now, because I'm not really.
And that was-
next up, 253. Treasurer,
Beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah. Yeah. it's just like-
Yeah.
Treasurer,
253, I mean, anything else standing there?
we
Anybody
did go, up, I did ask for 1,000 in contingency.
Give me his book.
This is the finalized of that 28th meeting. Veterans are,
So you're just basically
Okay.
doing the health insurance too.
we need that, there's 2 copies that were signed by the committee.
Oh,
Make it-
okay.
The budget, you mean?
Yeah,
It
from
went
our meeting on the
6,000,
28th of
yeah.
September. They went along with all the changes that we made.
52.
Okay.
Oh, I got proof to sign that contract, you want it?
Yeah,
or not contract.
Wait a minute.
Where's here?
grant,
The grant.
I just looked. Why am I? that? Why is Amy getting $100,000? Okay, yeah, retirement went down a little bit.
There's a lot of pages. to it.
Remember that picture, you know, got it upside down.
I see.
I think they look like it's correct. Oh, no, yeah. No.
Because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not,
That's a youth department. No. No.
I don't know, you guys want one and
Give one to Cheryl, give him to Cheryl. Here, here. No, I just got, I don't have the sign sheet.
Yeah, I'll print off one of the.
right? That's good for time.
He's got it. didn't
I know.
Retirement.
Told you,
Are you guys on equalization by chance?
No.
If you're not, you should be. So you're moving on.
Equalization.
There was an increase for the Apex software. If there is any questions, that is 2680, which is an updated version of the software that they utilize on a daily basis for mapping out programs. And we are also, it won't be quite that much because the treasurer's office is buying a subscription, so I'm not sure we're gonna do a little bit of a cost share on there. For the yearly subscription, we'll have access to that as well for our.
Because we don't have no money there for this comp.
Well,
We were just moving over the,
because we were just moving over the original amounts,
Okay.
or because it seemed odd that it was that much.
he doesn't have anything.
He did not put anything in here. I don't know if you'd like to add that. That's entirely up to the board.
And I can't speak to their workers' comp right now, but probably because of their job descriptions and their duties, they perform are higher level than.
They're out of the building independently.
Should they have a little bit of money contingency, just in case?
How much would you like?
$50.
500? Sorry. So on this one, the department changed 6.91%
Yep.
from the amended to the 2020 report. There was a bit of an increase, but obviously, you know, we have not much in retirement. Wages, the standard 3%. Hospital insurance.
Yeah,
was a big one.
that's what we should.
I don't know why. It didn't have one.
Oh,
Ours didn't. I forgot to even look.
It wasn't down there. That's why I was so excited to see one there.
Oh. So stop looking because there was one.
Okay, so we're gonna save that extra $50. Is that what I
Yeah,
heard?
yeah.
yeah, why don't we do it for some? Oh, maybe it's because you had more than you had more. So much there before, that's why it doesn't do it like that. No, it doesn't show it.
Because it's not showing an increase like that. I'm not sure. I have no idea why.
Didn't we already do before?
Oh, whoops.
We already did two.
My bad. I gotta go find a different one now.
262.
How about 259?
259 IT.
IT.
Central data. The computer.
Oh.
All within the screen.
All right, we got data processing. John went through this very thoroughly with us.
Yeah,
There were some changes anticipated in hardware and software. I believe that was in hardware and software licensing. BSNA had an increase. Usually of about $1,500.
Thanks.
5,000 in equipment, hardware, software licensing. Those were the main. And as I mentioned before, he was talking about telephone services getting changed. Changing telephone service from Frontier to a different provider, which I don't have any. No.
I was looking at, the cost of paper has gone up tremendous.
Good, thank you, more, okay,
It's like,
well, the questions, go ahead.
what this place more, it's like $8 more.
Seven,
Showing that by 10, our order is $80 more than it used to be. That's why I just wanted to look at the operating
And which one?
supplies.
Operating supplies?
I don't know, if you just heard what I said, that the paper, because of the shortage, the increase in paper has gone up about $8 per box.
wow,
But when you're buying, getting 10 boxes at a time.
Yeah.
And you're doing it every other month.
Yeah, I'm not looking at that. We thought. Do you want to increase that from 8,000?
It's actually looking like it's going pretty good. You can add about another $500 to that, but then you only got 2 more months to go, so it's probably all right. I charge envelopes to this too sometimes.
So this increase was 5.97, that's just under 6% increase from 174 to 185. Probably because yours went down that one.
There's 62, so it's on. I think that's the one.
election next year,
no.
yeah, throw something in case there's a special election. Ready to depose the chairman.
Last time you said.
Got it.
12%. I think it's gonna work. Elections?
Yeah. You could always have
Yeah, oh, yeah,
a possible special election, so
Yeah.
I want to have something in there.
And that was obviously reduced by more than half.
Mhm.
Everything's in draft.
He's up to 223 from 218, which is pretty cheap.
Yeah, their salaries and that's what it is.
But he must not have a lot of increases in building stuff anyway.
He mentioned electric. He went into detail on that. Which one? The one that went down quite a bit?
No, it's, he kept it at. He's only active community is 11,453, he's got a budget of 19. He did decrease it by 1,500.
For the jail, because he said that they haven't been utilizing it as much.
Right, I just wonder why it's still
I think it
That
should be
high.
lower.
that high.
So if you want some-
Well, if it's at 11.5, we're how many months?
They got Yes, September.
Why is it so high and it's not even being utilized?
Yeah, I'm coming up with 15,272. But I mean, I just noticed it.
Approximately 43.50 per day. Is what it says on the bill. 43.50 cost per day.
15,877, so like 16. 16,500.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we have the other one, which is running similar. There was some reason. Do you recall?
I just know that they were trying to keep it still somewhat maintained because just in case they do.
Well, that's your call.
Well, we can leave it as he,
He probably has some reasoning that
well, then we'll just all keep in mind when he's looking for money next year.
take it out of his electric.
We're jumping those line items.
Good outlook there also.
What'd you say, 15? Good thing. It's just for knowledge, for estimate. Definitely.
Nothing else. We're good here. At 10 grand contingency, no big deal. Right, should. 65. Next up. 267.
Prosecuting attorney.
Let's see here. You want like the 45 on that.
Oh, actually, we already did.
Yeah. we already
Wait,
did 260.
45, 42.
I did put it. Put it together. Okay.
We went over that pretty good time.
Yeah.
Still had her.
I look straight.
The salary wage for the union employee was discussed and he had requested 45,000. We had it because we had no decision from the board in regards to that position. It was calculated in the board category and explained that that is the union position, that is the 2023 rate. If the board chooses to make changes to that position at any time, then the changes will be made, but for the
Right now, that's
2023 board making a decision on that, you have nothing else to base it on. There was nothing else.
She's still finding out if she can leave the union, right?
That was my understanding.
Yeah, I think she's still trying to figure that out.
So the request and the board are pretty different, and that's the reason why that is so
Right.
different.
Yeah.
Back to 38, 42, so already at 4,000.
And there were some changes in regards to the cooperative reimbursement. We had broke it out a few years ago to be individual line items, and she found that to be more taxing than just doing one line item, including both things. You'll see a process server, IV/D. Those are now combined into one line item as opposed to separated out. The association dues, witness fees, those items which are included in their cooperative reimbursement are now included in one line item.
That's sweet.
All right. Anybody else have comments on that one? 268.
You don't have a question about 20,500?
Okay, to it.
Hold on.
20,500.
Yeah, that was discussed with you
It was?
That's for the
Yes, sir.
trials.
for the trial.
Oh, for the trial, that's right. That would make sense. There's some trials coming up.
That's for expert witnesses and.
Yeah.
He thinks that that would maybe exceed that, but that's what he's going with right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
We're gonna have $20,000. Attention's massive.
Have you seen? And,
You know.
just, good job.
Keep on going. Going around a frustrating thing, it's repeating.
They don't register deeds as.
Do they know? I'm just not gonna change her.
What's your deeds? Looks like I don't see anything there.
I think they're good.
This is good though.
Tell you what, after we get done with general, I don't know if I'm gonna do all the, is this all general?
The next one.
That's all general, yeah.
To like sheriff department.
Okay. We don't have non-general, but we're going to do it.
We're not doing, no.
Crap,
Okay.
these are the part.
Comments on the non-general.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So next up should be 301. Here. So there were some questions about. Oh, that's not, I'm sorry, my bad. This one's fine. I was thinking of something else.
Budget went up 120,000.
It's on retirement, well, it's a big chunk of retirement. Like 50,000 in retirement.
No, the retirement went down.
From 2022, it's up though.
No, it's down.
It's down 10,000.
I'm looking at the wrong line, my bad.
You gotta remember, he's got money in here for school resource officer.
Not in what, not in three oh
That's
one.
the
All that,
second.
Probably.
30,000 insurance.
Wait, he does have resource officer here.
No, it's in 304. Excuse me.
There's a zero on.
Oh,
the research.
yep, you're right.
How much did you say we're not sure?
Well, their 2022 budget was 106. 1607 and the 2023 report is 1733.
Hospital insurance is a biggie. It's 34,000 right there.
From 31 to 50
We gotta get some good rates.
for
Bring that down.
defined
Yep.
benefit or contribution. There's 50,000 between those two because of the raises.
Well, he put 62.9 in that HSGP equipment.
Homeland Security, so that'll be reimbursed.
Right,
Well, how much is that?
69, 62.
62,000, that's a big chunk right there.
And a new officer.
39,000 was budgeted or has been budgeted before, 39,312.
Yeah,
For an additional officer,
Yeah.
deputy.
Where is it?
What are you looking for?
There's still a $91,000 increase.
40,000 for a deputy. 39,312.
insurance is up a lot,
I-
and then he's got that grant.
Yeah. There's still 51,000.
More coming. Let me find it.
I didn't increase all the wages and that could be.
62,915 for the equipment for the Homeland Security grant. 62,915. We did not get a grant last year.
Gotcha.
That's a lot of it. All right. 304.
And well, 15,000 in for equipment. We should keep them. Would you care to do? The minor sheriff's departments together, or would you prefer to have them separately?
What do you put in? You put 1,600 bucks.
There you go.
Well,
It is mine.
Resource
Oh,
officer went from
30,000,
37,180 to 70,238.
right,
Like this one, right?
and hopefully we're gonna get reimbursed on that.
I let you get, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Dan said, how much does it cost? I said, that much. How much do you want? All of it. Well, don't you usually do some? Oh, it's all.
Oh, that's it. Are you recalculating? It just seemed high, but I.
That's
off my
dumb.
Salary, but I didn't think about the, as a common account and long term. And long term.
And the HSA, too, right?
No.
Where do you have a sticker?
Guys, you have like 20 minutes.
Any questions in regards to the resource officer for anybody? Hearing nothing, moving on.
What it is, we're gonna be expensive.
Ryan, I'm trying, it's not working.
Yeah, that's.
For the rest of this year.
Yeah, rest of it here.
301.
Back in 301, right,
What the?
Yeah.
Which one is that?
he's got it figured in. Right there, 12,000, yeah, 12,060. 12,060, and one deputy there. I don't know, we can-
This?
Huh?
Is that much?
The school resource officers making that,
Yeah,
okay?
plus.
The expenses
Plus what?
on the marine safety
yeah,
match
plus
to the
the-
expenditure to the penny, they have a $10,000 grant, they're anticipating $10,000 in expenditure.
It's equipment, it's way, we must have to purchase something.
For marine, he sold old equipment that was purchased on the grant. And then was able to utilize it last year by purchasing new equipment for the boat or for the marine safety. Which is why
Right.
we had that amount
Which is only the 750, okay.
put in there.
Yeah,
So do we have any questions on law enforcement, marine law enforcement?
Automobile question is, he's got $18,000 for, I assume, new equipment for snowmobile law enforcement.
You got a grant for that. It was
Great.
Is that a grant?
Most all.
It is. The revenue. Is he anticipating $18,000? Oh, that'd be. Yeah. So he's got an ORV, oh, that's ORV. That was 10 and 10, that one's right, but we don't have a snowmobile, oh, right there. He's anticipating 25,074 for state grant snowmobile. So I'm not sure why it doesn't jive. Oh, it does. Where's that? Oh, I'm looking at 18, so he got a bigger grant of 25,074,
Oh, I see, that's, he made that in full budget,
and he utilized that for his budget.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
so that's 100% grant paid.
Yep. That's a lot.
What is you eating, they're gonna buy braces for their kids. $4,000.
We got extra money. But not. Haven't heard anything this year. Why?
Yeah, it's like a little grant, I was gonna be- was down, remember?
Yeah, but didn't that just get awarded for the state?
Well, apparently they're anticipating a lesser amount for secondary.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
But they just don't. I saw something in the. Legislation. I don't know. I mean, it was
24,000 is what he's requesting.
something.
Which is half of what he got last year. Or what he had.
I don't know if
Really
it passed.
valuable state.
Don't know if it passed that.
Forwarded it to Scott and that.
Use. Does.
Oh, no, it was just something that he was meeting, I couldn't have else and I thought.
I saw something. That this loan control.
Actually, really, we're gonna go change the economy, but.
Yeah. Something math line, and
So you guys might have got it, look forward to
Yeah,
get those.
that's what the.
So that sounds all good, secondary road patrol.
Yeah,
84, 85, we get back 24.
Yeah.
She didn't?
She did.
Good.
That's all we got, so we're only getting 24K in that year.
And his expenditures. will be better.
Yeah, all right. We don't know what that was about, so for future reference, we can come back and we go.
Well, now that would be great.
You already covered or be next. Grant for that one too, right?
yeah. That's very well by that.
Very good.
Why is retirement?
Oh,
Oh,
Because.
yeah. we want to be.
Is that for retirees to have
Mhm.
included in
That
there?
are drawing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying to Stephanie, asking how many are employed in the jail, she said one. So I was looking at the retirement because it's 180,000, but that's
Yeah.
also including the retirement.
Yeah, all the retired, yeah. Don't forget it. Oh,
So the ORV is off $2, 8,000, and he had been anticipating 8,118, and he budgeted 8,116.
okay.
Oh,
Just kind of a little weird thing. And these were all reviewed by the sheriff when he was here.
Right.
So if you have any questions or need any clarification or would like any changes, please contact the sheriff's department. Okay. It was already.
I know you don't.
See that, and you know, it works.
It went down. So here.
How about one?
Well, $1,000.
$1,000 decrease. From last year, 9,000 for retirement, which means there's an increase somewhere of quite a bit.
What's
10,000 in the contract.
I see it, it's down there in workers' comp. Oh, no, inmate contract out.
He
Yeah.
put $10,000 extra in. He did that this year, because he was, they were supposed to change the contract. But
Like
they
increase
did
their
not.
fees.
And if he has more than however many prisoners located in Iosco, then they charge him extra, which they have not done yet. Too, but that was discussed by whomever discussed it with public safety. But it was also discussed here at the meeting, so I feel like it's an appropriate. speaker.
the jail's $1,000 less?
Yep.
What's computer services?
Huh?
That software, jail software over there or something that needs every year?
That's the jail tracker, if they have people come in.
Oh, and then that has to also, you have to use that for inmates that use farm out the other day, got it. I don't know, 423. And what's his name for the talk about this? You guys?
Not about emergency services, we just got that the other day in the email.
Oh, yeah, you're right, I saw it.
He was here for ambulance, but not. That.
3%, and then
That was calculated, and then we asked for the rest of the information, and that was. Entered. And there were really. Minimal changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that I see is the amateur radio. Used to be just regular repair and equipment. But because amateur radio is selling. Equipment. Antiquated equipment. He's allowing them to utilize that to fix their radios. And so that's what he's budgeting. They're gonna be selling in this upcoming year, I'm assuming.
Nice.
He pays rent to the ambulance service. For an office in the EMS building.
All right.
which
Questions on that one?
is-
446. Or three. The dog. shelter. Pay $6,000 to them, like, no, I'm sorry. Oh, we didn't do this one, this one. We paid out 6 and 8
So far.
so far, so
Eight's our contract.
8's our contract, so status quo, 8 again.
Sending out flyers. I'm sorry.
I was looking at the next one, up and that's not even done.
Did you want anything for dog damages,
For what?
dog damages? Or in contingency?
Oh, you put $100 in dog damage, I guess. Didn't she? I don't,
You haven't had any.
I don't
I don't think we need it.
Dog food.
Well,
And some dog food?
I would
Yes, ma'am.
suggest
We should put $100 in there, keep it alive, is that what you're saying?
Yes, because it shows, my understanding from years ago, it shows intent to cover it. It demonstrates, for our older insurance anyway, that, oh yeah, you were planning on, we'll help cover the balance of it. Which is definitely acceptable, but
Throw 100 in there.
But,
We put $100 Carolyn.
yeah,
100 for contingency, just so it's open.
I'm where I want this.
How much?
That's the knowledge that I have, and what they want to do. Is pretty different.
One deal. So that budget went up $100. Here to move on?
Yep.
Carolyn, did you talk to ME? Their services weren't gonna change, were they at all? MIFSM?
Money is safe. Seems to me, I'm trying to remember that contract, it's a 3-year contract, and it may go up a small amount. But the 20 is safe.
Okay.
It's 4,500 currently.
And we kept the autopsies at 500, and we think there was an out of,
If we have an autopsy, an extra,
no,
we can have up to 10 without having any
yeah, that's just in case we have to go above and down.
mass casualty. Tell you that.
okay.
I'm not planning on one of those. Well, we've got $2,000 cushion.
Are we good then?
Well, you have to enter it in because we didn't do it, nobody signed it, so we had to put in 40,000 and stuff.
500. That's so.
That's it.
Blank.
Never know. How. What your costs.
It's erroneous. We used to put money in it on a regular basis, the county. It's not it's a clearing account for. It used to be utilized, and maybe utilized next year. A little differently once the charge accounts changes are done. Those may be the numbers that we'll be utilizing, but for now. This is the taxes on the insurance that the clerk's office pay. I self-benefit services. The Cobra fees, the Cobra service is being paid out of there. With the
So any recommendations? Carry it over.
Carry it over.
What are you talking about? Different.
Oh, you're on the Cory.
So they settle
Yeah,
out
and we'll
with their
probably, because our
actual
numbers
problems.
came out of there last
We
night.
haven't used much like this year. So.
We have. So
I
do you
think
want
that's
to work
right.
on it?
I think that one's right, because I think there's still another. There'll probably be something.
So that, oh, that's a weird one.
The 5,000 is not a cost, it's because it was needed, because we had unemployment.
It's okay.
But we did.
It's such a minimal amount. We need to use that on the bill. It's nothing to get out of this.
And we may be charged again.
We're not using that corporate admin line.
Okay. So,
We zero that out.
We should do something in there.
that's up to you, what you feel is appropriate.
Some retirement, what does that do?
I don't know why.
Same with FICA.
Yeah, you can see that.
You want these lines as they are?
Yeah, until we figure out how this Cobra thing is gonna. For any new more retirees. Because they switch companies again and how they bill.
So this is just a $10,000 holding cost. Basically,
Yeah.
so it's figured out.
Ooh,
Yes, for-
it's our health covered insurance bill that we went through. Don't we just get a quote on that health insurance on? Health covered insurance?
Yeah, it went down too. Oh. That was a quote. Can I get with you on that one?
With that?
It was less, it was like 93, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And but it went down. I just gotta get it all right down.
Well, let's put it at 98, just so we have a number in there. Keep the volunteer insurance safe. Department 890, other function.
968.
No, we just got done with
Insurance and bonds,
851. We're down to 890.
you've changed the contingency transfer out to 890, 999. That's what it was, that's where you had your original contingency. But it's actually a transfer out, because it's going to different departments and wherever you utilize this is kind of the commissioners. Transfer out to whatever is necessary, so I don't know if you want to utilize that or if you want to put a number in there yet. That was basically your contingency fund.
So it would match whatever contingency in the contingency is in the income section.
No,
No. Oh, I see what you're saying.
no, this is the money that you budgeted to move around. This was your holding pot for your contingency,
Oh, I see.
but because it's a 999, it's a transfer out,
Got
which
it.
is with the chart of accounts. So the name got changed to what it actually is, which is a transfer out under 999.
So what would we put in there?
Whatever the difference between revenues and expenditures, that's.
And once we get to the bottom with
We'll
the,
wait on that one. I see. We just got done with 890.
Okay.
Don't know what that's gonna be until we
Right,
go bottom line.
right.
901.
Last year you budgeted for your project, the roof project. I don't know that you have anything,
Yeah, I don't
any
think we
major
do.
project.
Nope. Wait,
You have more project?
where would we put the money for the broadband? In there?
No, she's already got it.
Oh, it's all, okay,
Got email there.
okay, yeah, you're right, it did. Yeah, I don't know, any building projects or anything.
No,
Okay,
no,
we'll take care of. All right.
Okay, folks, here you go. Those are you. There's the information that I was supplied with. We took half of the convention facility taxes that we input and put. This one is definitely a. This is the information I got. Are you continuing to support Pure Michigan? For $100 or appropriation? Is that a yes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a question, Carol?
Well, 201, we need more money there, Carolyn?
In 968, I believe 003 could be, put at, 20,400. It's only $600, but,
Where? That was the information I got from you originally.
it's 50% of the convention facility. Convention facility is 40,778. 50% comes in at 20,389. Call it 20,400.
Convention facility you gave it 40,778.
I believe so.
So what would be the number you'd like in there?
I'm suggesting 20,400.
Did we?
Then you may want to change your
Keep it there.
your convention facility to be 40,800.
Yeah, you
Consistent.
can do that.
I am, it. 750 was requested to the Alcona recyclers for the countywide cleanup. And you wanted to go ahead with Pure Michigan,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
211,
Yes, please.
at what number? At what amount? I don't have an amount. I wasn't provided with one.
last year was 1670.
I sent it in a long time ago.
Hmm.
But they have made it. to Your office. But the 1670 is the correct
Perfect, thank you.
figure.
Cost allocation?
Is that staying the same? or-
I'm sorry.
I just noticed it's the MTG.
Mhm.
How much is the cost, get a cost allocation on?
It was 9,100, 9,400 last year. Same thing.
Oh,
Yeah, let's do it. 6,000 for the dashboard.
Oh, yeah, we gotta add the dashboard.
District health wasn't talking about any raise. They haven't said anything.
94,600.
Yeah. Grant, I'm call Corey on that, but
Well, we basically took last year's grant
yeah,
and carried it over, which is less than what we have here. This had to be, this was a 2-year. This was catching up with the money that wasn't paid out in the last few years.
okay.
That's why that one is so high. I
So it's like
believe we did it at 6,000.
87 or something? No. I got it right here, I call Corey. You did it at 6,500.
Perfect. And if that changes, then we can change both appropriations and
Okay.
mental health.
Basic lawrence is
They said mental health stays the same.
Mental health, no raises.
Did I get an email about that?
34. There was something came through that had an increase. I don't remember.
Wasn't basic.
Where they put it on. No, that's right. Me too, whatever we did,
Then we would have had
and we took care of it,
Yeah.
whatever it was, I don't remember.
state hospital placement.
You got 500, I guess,
Yeah,
State institution.
2,500.
Yeah, well, save that. So your total went down. For your allocations for outside services. Approximately $10,000. Now, these are the appropriations to other county funds. You'll need to pay close attention to some of these. They have increased quite a bit. On a few different departments, you know, have to make some decisions.
the figure for 260 for emergency should be 41,334.
Right? They didn't have any capital outlay. ARA site, there was a request that was input, requested. For Fund 211, and I don't know if I sent that to you or if it was gonna be addressed here. Thought I sent it to somebody for that. So 211 has a laundry list of, projects that they want done in the next 3 to 5 years. And there hasn't been a lot of, there has not been a lot of monies that have been expended from the general fund, other than a regular appropriation to the ARA site. And as soon as I can pull it up, if it will let me, I can get you that.
Yeah, that's about $3,500, $35,000. Roofs and repair for the building.
Trying to get another string up there. I know.
We won't be bigger than the first year.
Well, what they did was give it a show.
So I do have that, their worksheet up here, and I will get that. I did send it to finance. So if you bear with me for 1 second, I will get you that information. So this year, the amended budget, excuse me, was 8,250. And it's not in here. And what I had discussed with them was raising it to $21,600. They're looking at 13,500 for capital improvement.
That's what it was.
They have approximately $8,000 in their fund balance. And should have through the rest of the year. The general allocation to the ARA site is 2250. It's been stagnant for quite a while. And there have been different projects that have been completed with grants and donations and whatever else, volunteer hours. My requested suggestion was to request $11,780 from the general fund, as opposed to the 2250 that they normally do. And that could take them and get all of their projects completed through the next 2 to 5 years. Not saying that it just happens to be that we're in a place with the funding that we could use to put those projects into motion. And that was my suggestion to that department, and it's not in here. I don't know where that's computer. So the attachment's not there, but I have it on my computer, but that is basically what
Okay.
their request was, and whether you choose to do that or not, that's entirely up to you, or just a suggestion on my part after listening to the things that they wanted to accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years.
For as long as I can remember, we haven't thrown any money at that, at the air race, like really. It's time to, just for, we're like maintenance and stuff, so.
We're not even saying we can complete it all, it's just the idea
Yeah.
that it's available.
No, I think that's good, Joe.
Yeah, I think it's good too.
All that puts 11,780 into the general, an expense into the general fund.
Right.
Okay. Oh, it wasn't really their department, it was after a discussion, but. Can I put that in there as a tentative, and then you can make your decision? DHHS, we got no response from anyone, what is their appropriation for that? We generally do $1,500.
They roll 1,500 again.
Appropriation for front of the court. They're looking for $24,711. That's up $4,000 from last year.
All right. Or DPW, they got some stuff coming up. don't they?
Yeah, we got testing of the wells this year and the driveway, big partial. Those two big part, big ones.
How much that can cost?
Could you say, what was that total for December?
It's like $3 grand or $4 grand.
Oh, I was in more towards 15.
That's what I was thinking, the whole driveway you're putting in.
Yeah, well,
Is it that?
We have to meet the whole driveway.
access is how they're putting, it. They have to have access to the wells.
Road commission doesn't help with any of that cost, so.
No.
That is in the DPW budget, whatever was turned into us.
Oh,
Looking right now.
Yeah, Jesse, he's,
What's the fund number?
so,
You know, let me know.
I don't.
There's probably-
I just, my name at the top of my. It's like 3/4 of the.
Oh.
Yeah, but maybe.
Oh, who's checking on
No,
that?
get me out of here. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, because I really do.
I have-
DPW.
I have two non-generals that I would like to bring forward, if I may.
Sure.
One is 210. The bottom lines are off by $332. And in order to make them jive, my suggestion is that we take that, we would go to contingency. Fourth up from the bottom and take $332 off of the the 228,000 that's there. And that number would then become 227,918. And if you do that, then the revenues and the expenditures will be equal. They are not as it is now.
There was a reevaluation of the MERS for calculation that never got addressed after, which is why we're
And
here.
I know that happened.
Thank you.
And the other one that I have, and this is kind of a board thing, do with it as you wish. I guess you already kind of have. In 261. The 911 authority budget. The pay was left at a straight 3%, which is $7 less than what the board, the 911 authority board asked you to do. They asked you to give, they requested the 31,000. And I am asking that it go to the 31. And that's a matter of going back to contingency and addressing the, I believe, $7 difference. It makes contingency 11,613 rather than the 11,620. I would ask that the board.
We better give them that $7. Get in there.
Under 261.
Yeah.
The top line under appropriations would go to 31 even. And then the second line in the bottom of appropriation would change from 11,620 to 11,613. If the board is still willing.
Nice. Good time, $332. How did you do this? No, that's here. One when you change the bike, that changed it, $332. Minus 332. Even, yeah. What was the board's decision on the 911?
To do it.
Anything else? Is there
Just the
anything
last
else?
page. The last,
And then down on the economic, it's on the 9969908.
What are the first three numbers?
Economic development,
Is that economic development?
I guess.
What are your first three numbers?
the
what?
On the
ABC.
left. What fund are you doing?
101.
101,969.
Okay, you know.
I don't know, that $100 is, doesn't, mean nothing in there.
We're gonna-
I don't know.
Well, we-
ABC got a big change,
They have.
because that's what I put the money in for your, that's where your ARPA money for the project.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we know.
So Carolyn, you had the revenues and expenditures, making that for 911. And it
If
was,
there's no other changes.
well,
something
there's
is in-
41,000 is out of ambulance, so that's why I'm asking. There, hold on. Total revenues is 758,013 and expenditures are 716,535. So there must have been a line that didn't get carried in, maybe.
We got
But I saw,
I just changed it to 31,000.
what I saw was, I would have used this. I was just trying, you know,
What was it, DPW?
I'm talking about 911. I'm sorry. That was already taken care of.
okay,
That was fixed.
911 was,
I
was $7.
I searched for emails from Jesse and.
You take it off of the computer.
Oh, why am I didn't do that?
But I'm showing a difference.
We have to.
More than.
On the paper, the 5,500.
Yeah, the revenues are 758,013. Expenditures are 717, is 41,000. Trina's match. And this is what we discussed,
So what's
with the
that?
review with Carolyn,
Um,
and then adopt that because she
We
did
kept that
like
away from 101, we went into.
No, I'm
the
on.
retirement.
Oh.
That's what's-
Yes.
Oh,
And
The
the
vital
hospital
records
insurance.
fee,
Oh, that's why. Hospital insurance, they had a 49.
then.
The clerk's office calculated it at 68. Buyout was, so these are some of the
When you
different tiers.
discuss it.
Up to 15.
So,
what's the difference on that?
So the first.
no,
vital records you get, like,
41,000,
The first one.
478, which is what you
$5.
have.
Okay.
The
I
different,
only
well,
want to change that
your
initial
is different.
one to $15. From 12
have
to 15,
85,
and
I
then
have
still
78.
keep all additional.
But the difference is
Yeah,
41,000.
Also here.
I don't-
there's a
do you need a board?
$4,000 buyout, which
Yeah.
there's nothing here at all,
So,
Yeah.
or deductible.
Let
Yeah.
me check with
yeah, I don't know.
Jeff tomorrow.
We have it, he emailed us some stuff.
We can possibly have it come out to $10.
We weren't doing that, Joe.
Okay,
That would
because
be-
that's, the budget that was turned in was off that much,
Okay.
and that's what we have. I just have a
We
few
were off
dollars
initially
different.
by,
Yeah.
by quite a bit. I don't remember the exact figures. And then I thought he had it fixed. It was down. Okay.
Oh, we just have one more thing to finish. Just need some, I mean, you guys can go. So do I. So do I.
Given that the funding model is needed. From 5 months ago. Yes, we know the money.
Right. So, what we're doing next, do you want to have Trina come and have him blanking on her name right now, come and explain this?
That's pretty.
Okay, we're look at it and let us know, and speak, and I'll think again if you want, what do you wanna do?
This, I mean, it's self-explanatory.
1,400.
Pretty much say, I mean, they broke it right down.
Yeah,
Right down.
EDC. 45.
I mean, that was your question, if it would increase it.
We don't have.
Yeah,
to give them anybody. We can
increase.
just-
We have Trina crunch numbers to give you how much of an increase that would be, it's still very minimal for.
Yeah,
I thought it had $100.
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, no, DPW 12,400 was what the information that was given to me. It's what they're
Okay.
gonna need for their public works. The 227 budget, 9,400 for dams. And 3,000, or I'm sorry, for DPW, and then contractual services for the drain commissioner is 3,000.
Okay,
That's what was given to me, 12,400, which I added here.
okay.
Okay.
We have an increase to the child care fund of 183,305, which I'll put in there tentatively. You'll have to discuss that. That's quite an increase. Probate public guardian is a huge increase. It's out of control. I don't know why it's so much. We're paying out for services and we're not receiving the funding. That's double, more than
Isn't she
double.
behind? Isn't she keep saying she's behind in billing it for that?
We don't get billed, we don't get billed, we're not getting, we don't have the clientele
Oh,
for the prior
oh,
clients that they had. And now we have a lower volume of clients. But
Or we
we're
have an
still
increase.
increase.
asking
because of
for
all
quite a bit more. That was a questionable, that was just one of the questionable ones. So that leaves us 65,000 at this point to put in your contingency. If you so choose,
Right now, we're 65, we're good.
yeah. With no transferring from fund balance and
Yeah, we're good. But that's that 210. that you got.
Yeah, that's still weird though.
Yeah.
Did you put in the tax?
Yeah, put it in the
Somebody
contingency.
start cutting the back.
No, the minute you celebrate.
You're great. You're right. Don't.
Each department close to on that,
Well, I think what helped you was that money that we got from
Yeah.
treasury.
so even
Yeah.
with $74,000 increase in health insurance. Sorry,
Well, you got it, almost, you
yeah,
got,
put 150 for.
you got 200 and some thousand increase in property taxes. You got 200 and some thousand coming from.
yeah,
You got
We
the.
got 5 minutes, we gotta get to that.
and opioids thing too.
But 65 contingency, we'll wrap it up. Let's vote on this thing for these rates.
Harry made a motion, I'll second it, to raise the rate from $12 to $15.
We got Wu supported, Terry and Nate. I don't want to cut right out, but everybody's ready to go.
Um,
So roll call, so we gotta wait anyway.
It's just for me.
we got time.
It's
Hey,
on-
Carolyn, not to already
Okay,
up
okay.
and make everything fast, but we had a motion on the floor to approve this change in the clerk's office.
Raise that $12
Per paper.
It's my vital record fee. So it's always been 12 for 15 years. And there's a breakdown at the bottom of how many counties charge.
I'm voting yes.
Okay.
Roll call.
Okay, Thompson,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Brady,
Yeah,
Gothier.
Yeah.
Small.
Yes.
meeting adjourned.
I'm going to talk when you say one record Smith.
Oh,
I'm glad, did you turn it off?
My
yeah,
voicemail-
Jim,
my voicemail is about.
Are we still live?
That's what I mean.
Okay, you have the balance budget as of today. 5852 410, and you can review and decipher what you'd like from it. When you so choose.
I thought you had a sheet right there that was just like mine.
Yep.
And last time we had. There's a remote on the table. Here, look at it right there. You see it?
Get me out of there.
Trying. Really, I can't see down here where the button is for.
Security. Share screen is
Here,
green.
let me turn off this.